This is me playing the beginner guitar version of Let It Be on the Tomplay app. What surprised me wasn't the song itself, it was how quickly I stopped paying attention to the software and everything going on around and started paying attention to the music itself. Now, I thought the scrolling score might be distracting, I thought the backing track might get in the way, and I thought I'd spend most of my time figuring out how the app worked. Instead, I found myself doing what all good practice tools should encourage you to do, focusing on the music. Now, before we go any further, I should mention that Tomplay provided me with premium access to the platform so I could try it out for myself. And everything you're about to hear is based entirely on my own experience using the app as a guitarist and as a guitar teacher. So, after spending quite a bit of time testing the guitar side of Tomplay, I wanted to answer a simple question. Can Tomplay genuinely help beginner guitarists learn songs more effectively and enjoy the process more? That's what we're going to find out. So what exactly is Tomplay? Well, at its core, Tomplay is an interactive sheet music and tablature platform designed to help musicians learn and play songs alongside professionally recorded backing tracks. Tomplay supports a huge range of instruments, but for this review, I'm focusing entirely on the guitar experience. Now, the basic idea is simple. You choose a song, the music scrolls as you play, and a backing track accompanies you throughout the performance. It also includes practice tools like tempo adjustment, looping, visual fretboards, and individual track volume controls, plus also a built-in tuning fork. Now, all of that sounds great on paper, right? But features are easy to list. The real question is whether Tomplay actually helps beginners learn songs more effectively and enjoy, as I said before, practicing more. Can a beginner actually learn a song with Tomplay? Now, to answer that question, I decided to learn the beginner arrangement of Let It Be by the Beatles. And if I had to sum up the experience in one sentence, it would probably be this. I got used to everything surprisingly quickly. So we are now in the Tomplay app. And what I want to do is I want to do a kind of a common beginner guitar song, and a very basic one is Let It Be. So I'm going to look for Let It Be. Now, what we have to do first of all is make sure. Now, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of variety here, right? You can see that lots of different instruments. It's not just for guitar, but I'm going for guitar and bass, and I'm now going to beginner guitar tabs and sheet music. There we are. So I'm clicking onto that, and here we have, and just a little bit of information. It's got your different musical styles you can learn from. Difficulty, which is kind of, I think this is a bit weird because I asked for beginners, right? But now it's asked me for difficulty. I'm just going to leave that as it is. Composers, one of my favorites, and yeah, it's quite a few. And different arrangements that you can have, either for solo guitar, duets, etc., quintets too. And you can either choose whether you want a collection of songs or individual scores. Duration tells you how long the song is going to be. Very short, 0 to 1 minute, to 10 minutes or longer. Tempo, I quite like this. You can choose very slow songs, medium, fast, etc. Features. These are some of the things that you can add on to this here. And what's that last thing? The key. So if you only know chords in a certain key, if you only know C, D minor, E minor, F, G and A minor, you would then click this one and only get chords in the key of C major. That's kind of useful. Right, so I'm looking for, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the Beatles, Let It Be. And here we go, what we got here? Oh, well, that looks like, there we go. This is the one I was looking for. And it tells you, these are collections here, because I just typed in the Beatles. And for intermediate, volume 1, best of the Beatles for guitar, beginner, volume 1. And this is the one I'm going to go for. We've also got best of the Beatles, easy, intermediate, and we have a number of different types. So I'm choosing this one here. Let's go. And what happens is once you click on that, you get like a preview here, a preview of coming attractions, and it only gives you a little bit of the song. So let's click here. Whoops. If I can get it, let's click here. Click here to open the full score. All right. So now this page here, it's telling you can have the notes and tab, or just notes, or just tab. I'm going to go for both the notes and the tablature because I kind of like that. That was a bit of information. All right, so what do we have here? All right, so here, that top line is the vocal line, excuse me. Then we have the what's this here? That looks like the melody again. And you also have the chords, no chord diagrams though. And then here, this is what I'm going to be following. That there, this is your tablature. All right, and it doesn't give you any information about this tablature. You're on your own basically. And there are 20 pages. And there we go, there's page 2, page 3, and so on. All right, so this song is in, it's telling us the tempo, and it's telling us, there's a number of things that we can do here, but I'm going to just get started and see how we get on with this. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to just have a quick listen to see how it sounds. So I'm just going to press the play button, and with my headphones that I'm going to put on right now. Okay, so let's play through this. I want to have a listen first of all before I do anything. Let's have a listen to just what it's got there for me. As I said, we've got vocal, melody, and the tab. Here we go. Play 1. Okay, we've got a click track. Give it some time. Okay, oh, we've got a nice piano sound. Then we've got this line here, purple line, telling us where we are. And that was a scroll. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary, okay, so we've got, it's pretty professional, I think, you know, nice piano sound. It's not like one of those MIDI sound effects, which sound very horrible. And we've got the guy singing. All right, now, one of the things that you can do with this is you can choose the audio track. So you can choose to have the backing or not. You can choose to have the guitar playing or not. You can choose to have the voice. And so I'm going to just try for the moment to play along to what we have. So I'm going to go back a little bit, just to here. Okay, just to here. I'm going to get started and see what we can do. Click and tack. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Okay, all right. Okay, the first problem I'm having, no, it's not a problem. First thing I think I need to get rid of the voice. I think I want to get rid of the voice because I couldn't really hear what I'm supposed to be playing. So let me just take out the voice. Bye-bye. Chord impersonator. Is that you, Billy? Right, here we go. Let's play this. Let's try it without. Right, now, as I listen to just that, the guitar melody, it sounds a lot more basic than the actual vocal, and I think that's quite good. It's pretty simple. It's like dear 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 dear. There's no, what's the word, nuances or inflections or whatever. It's just a very simple thing, and I think I'm going to use my plectrum rather than my thumb to pick it. So I'm going to try and follow along. Okay, hold on. I'm having a bit of a problem with that chorus. A bit of a chorus, because the chorus doesn't seem to be following what I'm hearing in my head, the McCartney melody. And I think I'm just going to have another go. See if I can. Where is it? Oh, here we go. If you go back to the page, so at the bottom here, you can click those little dots there to change the pages, which is nice and easy. Where was the chorus? Oh, here we go, here we go. So, and if you want to start at a particular bar, just click sort of around here. Yeah, just click somewhere within the bar and it will take you to the beginning. That's great. Okay, so where was I? Let's try. Okay. Anyway. No. I'm messing that up. Let me just try again. Okay, let me just try again. And actually, here we go. This is where I think I can use one of these little parts here. I'm going to use this looping section because I am having a problem with that middle bit, that chorus thing. Because as I said, it's not following what I heard in my head. So I'm going to loop from there, and look, drag the handles horizontally or vertically to expand your loop area. Go into settings to change the count off at the beginning. Okay, don't show some messing in. I'm just going to leave that and do it. So, okay, right. Okay, so that does that. Okay, I want to go to the next. Oh, here we go. Ooh, hello. So I'm just going to loop that section. Just this bit here. So I've got this 1, 2 and 3 bar section that I'm looping. Let's see how this goes. So I just want to listen to this. All right, we've got the counted again. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that to play along with that. Here we go. No, it's going from there. There we go. Right, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Try that again. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I might have this. I think this is actually very, very helpful. It's not playing what I hear in my head, but it's playing a much simplified version, I think, which, if you're a beginner, I think that's really good. You don't want any of kind of the clever types of singing or anything like that. You just want something simple, something that's recognizable, right? So I think that's quite good. So that looping section is pretty cool. The other thing I would say is very good is that the tempo here, because you can change the tempo. And if you were having problems playing it slower, yeah, playing it slower gives you more of a chance to get it right. I think that's a pretty cool thing. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay, so let's put it back to the normal temperature, normal tempo. Right, and what we're going to do, I want to take out that guitar. Here we go. I want to take out the guitar, and I'm going to unloop and just go from the beginning for a second and see if I can play it like it is on here. Here we go. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. And I tell you what I really notice is that as the pages are turning, you don't really think about it. Because I just found myself naturally, my eyes going from the left all the way to the right and then just back again. And that scrolling is pretty smooth. I think that's pretty smooth. Yeah, I like that. So I like some of these things that you've got on here. I like the fact that you can choose to take off the guitar or just lower the volume. And the same with the lead voice as well. And I think for me, that lead voice was probably the most, not annoying thing, but it did put me off a little bit. So I would keep the voice out, especially on this, the way this is done. This is much easier to play along to, because it is a nice, easy, it's a very comfortable version. Yeah, I like that. And now there is something else. There was this visual thing here. Yeah, a visual thing there. And so so you've got your fretboard down here. And how does that work? Let's go back. So we couldn't do that, and then we'll start from here. What does it do? Well, it's showing you which string you're playing by the purple line. And it's telling you what notes that you're playing, the actual notation. But I'm not sure if it's playing all of the notes. Maybe it's just my imagination. But okay, so you got that as well. There's also the possibility to record. So let's record ourselves. Let's see how this sounds. Okay. Right. Oh, let's practice. All right, let's see. Okay, what does it say? Find your recording in your account under the name, but we can, by the looks of it, press here. Anything?
Right.
Well, that doesn't sound too good. Phasey and distorted. No, I don't know why that's not working. It might be my setup. I don't know. I'm not too technical about that. So maybe it's my setup. Maybe I need to do that. But I'm sure it works somewhere along the lines. Okay, so we've got recording, we've got a visual, we've got the metronome that we've heard, and this tuning fork. Not really a tuning fork, piano keyboard. So this is to help us. All right. All right. Now, if you're a beginner, I think you need to know a bit of piano because you need to know where the notes are in relation to this. So D. Pretty much in tune. E. Yeah, that's all right. E, F, F, G, A, and B. Okay. Well, that's kind of helpful, but you got to know where you are. So I think there are some good possibilities with this. I quite enjoyed that a lot, actually, more than I really expected. And I think there are a number of things that are very helpful. I think that being able to choose what track you want, whether you want the vocal, whether you want the guitar, or even whether you want the accompaniment as well. I think that's quite nice. Backing vocals too. There's a lot of nice things in there that are helping you. But I did think originally I thought this would be quite awkward. Because I was a bit worried about how the scrolling would work, and I was quite impressed immediately. I felt very comfortable with it, and I'm just going to turn down some of the volume of these things just to show you the scrolling, because the scrolling is very, very nice. See, just as you get towards the end, it turns the page immediately. Here we go again, look, there he goes. And it's really smooth. And I found myself not panicking, wondering whether the thing is going to change or not, and I'd be able to get to the next bar. But I thought it was going to be distracting, but it's not. Yeah, but I'm surprisingly pleased with that. And I think the great thing here is what I am enjoying about this. It's a nice experience. It's not overwhelming. I think it was as overwhelming because you starting off with a new piece of software, a new app or something. It can, for me anyway. It can be a bit like there's lots of buttons to click that I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Although I think I would have preferred for a beginner. There are two things that you could do here, right? So you could be playing the melody like I did, or you could be just strumming along. So, you've got the chords here, like that there. 4. But here there's no strumming guidance or anything like that. There are no chord diagrams. You're kind of on your own, which might be a bit difficult for a very, very beginner, somebody who's only been playing a couple of weeks. And what else? Okay, as I scroll forward, okay, this is that there. Oops, that there. F, C/E, D minor 7, C. That there is, I think, complicating matters for a beginner if you're just trying to strum along the chords. Yeah, that's kind of complicated. That looks very complicated, and I don't think I would feel very comfortable with that if I were just starting out. So really, I think the thing I keep coming back to is how quickly things felt natural. And the scrolling was natural. Backing track it didn't get in the way too much, The practice tools, I did like that loop looping function, and slowing down the tempo I think is really nice. But I think what I believe here is that this is quite a good little learning tool, because I really felt like I was just learning a song. You know, that part there, the chorus, I had a little bit of difficulty with that because it just wasn't what was in my head. But slowing it down, looping it, just hearing it once or twice made it a little easier. So yeah, I think the tempo, controlling the tempo makes a big difference. I like that. I think that for beginners, being able to slow down the tempo, loop a little section and just listen to that section over and over again and not have any decrease in the quality of what you're listening to. It's not like, you know, when you slow down a cassette recorder and everything goes like that, you know. So that's really great, and I really like that. That tuning fork though was a bit weird, and you know, it might be tricky if you don't know how to play the piano or anything about the piano, because you won't know where the notes are in relation to the guitar. But once you do figure that out, I think that's really good ear practice. Right, that's gonna get your ear, instead of, you know, a lot of beginners use those clip-on tuners, and you just go bing and then tune up like that. I like tuning by ear, because I think that really improves you as a player, because then you will hear when you are out of tune a lot better, I think. The chords, well, the chords, as I said, there was a bit of, like, here's another one here. C/G. These are these slash chords you may have heard of, you may not have heard of. And they make things a little bit complicated unnecessarily so if you're a beginner. So we don't want to, we don't really need to worry too much about that. Now I'm just going to go back to the home page here, and there was something I did see earlier, tools. In this tools menu here, guitar chords. So I'll just get that out of the way. Okay, so here we have guitar chords, major, okay, you've got this drop down menu, you can find all sorts of different chords. Play chord. Oh, that's nice. That's a C major chord. That's how it should sound. And that's actually what you should do when you practice. When you learn a new chord, practice by picking each string individually to make sure they're all ringing out. That's great. I like that. And there's some bump about what chords are. And let's try and just have a quick look at other songs. What else do we have in here? So if I go back to the sheet music, guitar and bass, guitar tabs and sheets. And so on this home page, you've got popular tabs. So there's quite a few different tunes that you can do. And this was the Cranberries. And this is what I was saying. Yeah, I really wanted to play this one. And it said unavailable score. Get lost. You can't use this where you are. All right, so I can't do that. And guitar sheet music. So yes, there's a lot of there. And as you can see, beginner level, acoustic guitar with band. Some of them tell you the level. And if we view all scores, you've got lots and lots of different tunes from different eras, different styles, going from Metallica to Sting to Kansas, to John Denver to Mr. Louis Armstrong. Yeah, that's a nice collection there of songs. And we have 34 pages of tunes that we can learn. So there's quite a lot. John Denver, Eagles, Jeff Buckley. The Beatles, I love them. Okay, there's quite a few here. Now there is actually an app, and I'm going to open up the app and show you how that looks. Okay, so here is the app, and okay, it's taken up all the screen. All right, and so you log in with your username, which is probably your email address, and your password, and then you get to this screen here. You have a couple of options here. Discover, so they give you some ideas. Oh, George Michael and Wham. You can search. All right, my scores. These are as recently played, because you can download. And the point of the app is that if you want to play offline, you can download your scores and play them offline. Progress. I don't know what. I haven't made any progress. And my profile, and that there. And there's how you click out, just in case you get a bit scared that you don't know where where you are. Okay, and if we. Okay, my scores, I just played. Let's do the search again. I'll go to the Beatles. Okay, what did I have? This one. All right. Okay, hang on. Stop. Okay, open. Oh, come on, over here. All right, loading. All right, this looks okay. All right. So the only difference here really is the layout, because on the website you've got everything really at the top. Here we've got everything at the bottom. Got the audio tracks, and you can what's the word? Click on, lower the volume. Okay, then you can record. You've got the tempo, you've got the looping. Is there anything else? Okay, let's just have a quick listen. Let's go from here. And it's obviously exactly the same, hence how smooth the scrolling is. Yeah. So the scrolling is nice. It's exactly the same. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, click X to go out. Let's talk about my pros and cons. And having had a look at it a little bit, and I think there are a couple of things that I really like. There was the tempo control, and I think what that helped is that it's nice to slow down what you are trying to learn. I think it's really great, and actually really listen. And what was really nice is that when you did slow the music down, it wasn't like an old tape recorder where everything really went like that. It just slowed it down, but everything still sounded the same, which I really liked. And you can still play without it sounding weird. The looping, I like the looping. I really like that looping. So instead of having to go back manually and find where you were, you just select the area you wanted to practice on. It's nice to be able to isolate that area and just play. The muting some of the individual tracks, like taking away the vocal, I think is good. Also taking away the melody line after you've practiced along with it, I thought was really good. The tuning fork, well, that encourages you to work on your ear training. But I think it's less intuitive than a standard tuner for guitar, because you've got to know the notes on a piano and how they work with the guitar. And I don't know, I'm sure a lot of beginners will probably ignore that. Although I do think it's quite an educational tool. The chord resources were quite good. It's nice to actually have the resource of libraries, the library of chords there. And it's also, I didn't mention it, but it's also downloadable. It's a downloadable PDF that you can stick on your wall. But they didn't have the slash chords on there. So good for some things, but not others. Now, where beginners might struggle is that the chord presentation, so there's no chord diagrams. So you would have to have that printed PDF with you. And also, when a beginner comes across those slash chords, they might get a bit stressed. On the home page, when I navigated onto the sheet music catalog, I looked at the guitar and bass. I chose the guitar tabs, beginner guitar tabs and sheets. Then it gave me and then I went into that section. It then gave me another menu to choose the difficulty level, which I thought was a bit weird because I was expecting all the songs to just be giving me beginner tunes. I don't know why there were difficulty filters. The app only scores, so some arrangements, when I was having a look a little earlier, some of the arrangements you were only able to use within the app, which is annoying because then you have to download the app itself. And maybe older users might not like that. Maybe they're a little less tech savvy. There was also this situation with licensing restrictions. Now I wanted to play that Cranberries tune, but I couldn't because unavailable in my country. Now, just one thing I really want to mention though is there is a free trial. You can get 14 days for this, and you need to put in your credit card. But one thing I would recommend, and please do this if you choose to take that free trial, is make sure you set a reminder on your phone, put a sticky note by your computer to cancel. If you don't like it, to cancel it the day before. Don't leave it until the last minute, right? Please, 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 please make sure you do that. Or get somebody to remind you, or do something, but don't leave it until the last minute. Now, would I recommend this? Well, the truth is, yeah, I would actually. I would. I did play through this with some other songs over the last few days, and the thing I found is that I just enjoyed the experience because I really liked the fact that it surprised me, and it wasn't any individual feature. It wasn't the backing tracks, it wasn't the looping, it wasn't the scrolling score. I liked all of those things. But the thing that I really liked was that I really did quickly stop thinking about the software and everything on the screen. And I just started trying to play along and try to learn little bits and pieces. And that's what I liked. It was quite a smooth experience. And I think that's what a good practice tool should do, isn't it? Now, Tomplay isn't perfect, that's for sure. But there are some beginner frustrations, and there are areas that I would like to see improved. But if you've been playing for a few months, and if you enjoy learning songs and want a practice experience that feels more musical and engaging, then I think this is really a good tool to use. And for that reason, yeah, I'd be comfortable recommending it to my guitar students and also to you on Dave's Guitar from Scratch channel. Now, there is a link below that you can click if you want to get a free trial and you want to or you want to purchase it. And just so you know, I will get a commission. It doesn't change anything for you, but I will get a commission for this. Okay, so here's how much it costs. This is the plan, an annual plan for musicians' top choice, $10 a year. And if you are in the UK, oh, here we go. It's £8.17. If you are somewhere, where's the euro doodah gone? If you are in Europe somewhere, it costs €10. If you are in Japan, it costs 1,350 billed monthly. If you're in Australia, it's $15. In Canada, it costs $13.33, and Brazil, you're going to pay 51.50 reals. Yeah, and Swiss francs 10. All right, brilliant. So to answer the question that I I asked at the beginning, can Tomplay genuinely help beginner guitarists learn songs more effectively and enjoy the process more? Well, I'm going to say yeah, because I think this is a pretty good tool. There are hundreds of songs. The educational value is excellent. I think having the scrolling scores, the looping and the slowing down of it, as well as downloading and downloading your tabs and playing them offline as well, I think that's pretty good. I also forgot to mention that you can print out your scores. You can print, I think it's 4 a month, although I don't really see the point in printing them out. You might as well then just use Ultimate Guitar website, for example. Not there's anything wrong with that. I hope you found this review helpful. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you want any other reviews for other products, then there's a link that you can click right here.